I am back with another round, or maybe we could call it a season. It's another batch of 50 coins identified for $10. And so, what this particular dealer does is they put 50 coins in flips in a bag, and 50 of them for $10. And historically, what I've found is there's something in every bag that makes it worthwhile. It's usually going to be about 5 to 10 coins, which are fantastic, 20 or 30 coins, which make for great trade pieces, and about 10 to 15 coins, which are absolutely worthless to me. And another thing I found is there tend to be the same countries repeated over and over. And in some of the previous rounds, we've had Thailand, Italy was one that we saw a lot, and trying to think on some of the others. But so it can be a real grab bag of things. I found a colonial United States coin in the last batch, and there was another bag that had almost nothing but Russian coins. So it kind of does help to buy all the bags, because that way if one's a stinker, then the others turned out pretty good, and so I'm happy with it. This one has one of these colorful identified flips on it, and so I'll be interested to see that. So I got 2. There's number 3. There is number 4. This one I got at a discount. I'll say why when it comes to that video. And here's number 6. And so we'll start with this one right here. So let me get the others off the screen. About a year ago, I bought about 5 bags from these people, which meant I spent $50. And I went through and I picked out all the coins which were new to my collection, and I looked up the book values of just the coins that were new to my collection, and the book value of them was about $35 for over about 50 coins. And so that left me with about 200 coins that were great for my trade pile that I'd essentially paid $15 for. So we'll see if I have that same kind of good fortune here. I'll start with one that I know is not that good that I see on the front. And another problem that we've had with them is sometimes they haven't been labeled recently. So they're calling it identified coins and then not actually identifying them, which would be a problem. But this one is definitely one of the most common Japanese coins you can find, a 5 yen. Now, I will say that the dealer appears to be a husband and wife, and the wife is an Oriental lady, and so it seems like there have been some more Oriental countries in some of these, but which are still great. I love some of these Japanese coins. So let's see. But yeah, that one is not very good, so let's not spend a lot of time on it. We've got another Japanese coin. This one is a 1 sen coin, I believe. And so at least, if nothing else, if they're all going to be labeled like this one, and I usually don't find this coin in uncirculated condition, so that's a plus, even though it's kind of a low-value coin, but it's also older, so we're talking World War II days right here. And so I like that they've identified it. I can usually figure it out also. Okay, here's our third Japanese coin. This one seems a little bit rougher. I believe that's a 10 sen. 1 sen. Okay, I thought that plus meant 10, but okay, maybe I don't know. This one seems to be a different metal than the last one. Maybe was the last one colorized or polished or something. But we've got another of these 5 yen coins that's still, I believe, in production. Okay, so we're getting nothing but Japanese coins so far. So that is a risk of getting these batches is, at least this one is one that I almost never see. And so they say this one has a book value of $1, or at least that's what they would claim to sell it for. Sometimes their prices might be inflated, I don't know. But at least that's one that I don't really see all that often. Next up, we have that's worth 1 cent. Well, I mean, it is. Okay, I'm not the expert on U.S. money, even though I live here. Doesn't S mean that it was a proof coin at one point. And this one's in circulated condition, so what? Is that just worth a cent? I don't know. Let's find something better. We've got another of these 1 sen coins. And this is probably the worst Japanese coin that we can find. I just had to step away from recording for about 30 minutes, so I forgot where I left off, but what I was saying about this, but this is probably the least, this would be about similar to a United States penny, except worth less in exchange value. I have too many of these. And then they say if 50 coins for $10 is 20 cents a coin, and it's only worth 10 cents, I don't want any of those out of this. Another Japan. At least I like this one a little bit more. This is in pretty good condition. And it is this is a 1 sen from 1936. So at least I like this one. And they say that one's worth $5, and looks like they wrote extra fine. Over here they have $1, which is probably more realistic, but I like that. Here's one of these old school flips that has the little pull tab on it. And thankfully it's something that's not in Japan. This is my favorite coin so far. So a 1958 coin from Nepal, a 10 paisa, worth $1. I probably didn't have this, but if I did, it probably was not this good condition. So that's the best coin of the video so far. I see another of these 1 sens. Skip over that. Got a fairly common coin from Mexico, the 20 centavos. It's even, I have too many of these also, and that one's kind of grungy. Not a fan. I see another 1 sen in here. At least they say this one's worth 50 cents, and at least they're in good shape. And another. That one's not, they didn't even bother to identify that one. And another. Not a fan. Let me try something in an envelope. Maybe this is different. We've got a 3KCZ Czechoslovakia from 1968. They say it's worth $1.25. So everybody says it is a 3 Korunas from Czechoslovakia. So something different. Decent condition. They said AU condition. Okay. I have plenty of those, but I'm glad to see something different at this point. Same country, but older. We've got 1924, a 20 Hilero that they had priced at 25 cents. I like the design of this one. You've got some communism symbolism, I guess, on here with the sickle about to cut through wheat. So a 20 Hilero. I like that one. I haven't had too many of those. So that one's in decent shape. And then here is that another I always forget who this is. Sweden. 1921. So we've got the Sweden coins have 3 crowns for a coin that's over 100 years old. Even though it's just the one or the smallest coin they had at the time, probably that one. Well, there is a corrosion spot on here. If it weren't for that, that one might have a decent value to it. So I like that one. We've got another Japanese coin I do not need any more of, and that one may even be cleaned. This is a 10 yen from 1970. Definitely looks cleaned on that. Don't like that one. Another of these, but at least this one is better than the last one. Not identified, but that's the one earlier that I think said 10, or they had written 1 cent, and I thought it was a 10. Looks like we've got Philippines here. This is a coin I usually find very well worn. A 1964 coin in the United States would be made out of silver, but not this one. It has kind of a silver look because they added zinc to the copper nickel, which I think makes it look silvery, but don't be fooled. We've got the Caribbean states. or at the time it was called the British Caribbean Territories, a 5-cent coin. 1955, I guess. So not labeled, but don't have too many of those. Here's a Russian ruble. My local coin shop once had, in their coin bin, a box of like 5,000 of these. I really wanted to know the backstory. The owner of the store didn't know it. 1992. Okay. But this one right here is half-cent from Australia. Originally had a price of $8. They marked it down to $3. 1929, half-cent. That might have a pretty decent value. A little bit more well-worn than I'd like on this side. But something different. Okay, we've got another envelope. Let's see, it's going to say another Czechoslovakian coin. That they had $4 written on this one. Decent shape for, was about 85 years old. 5 Karunas. I don't even recognize this one. I don't think. And so Czechoslovakian coins abbreviated their currency KC for it's a Koruna of Czechoslovakia. So I'll go back to this side some more. I call that one a winner. Now that I hold it in the light like that, I'm wondering if this one was cleaned. Just anytime, I'm not an expert in cleaning, so every time I see it where it's shiny in the smooth areas, but you got the color right close to the details, make me think that it's been cleaned. Maybe, I don't know. Another of these Swedish 1 ors. Not as nice as the other one, but it's a couple years older than the last one. I forgot the age of that one, but I think it was 21 and this one was 16. Got another Japanese coin after a break. This one's going to be the 5 yen. A couple of months ago, I was making a video where it was the first time that I'd ever seen this symbol as the yen symbol. I never realized that that was a yen symbol. I always think of it with the Y with the 2 horizontal lines through it. But this one is the older 5 sen. It's not a turkey, but that's what it looks like to it. Some kind of fowl. So not as common as the newer 5 yen. So here's back to a Soviet coin. There was one video of this series last year where there were probably 30 Soviet coins in the bag. 1989 would be a common year on that one, although it was a nice shape. Here's another Japanese coin we haven't seen yet in this video. This is another 1 sen. Got a different kind of bird on it. That looks like some kind of seabird of some kind, like a seagull. What's the year in this? 1940? A lot of these coins will have it won't actually spell out the year. It'll have the year of the reign of the monarch. And the monarch is, instead of giving the name of the monarch, it has a symbol. So the Showa is the symbol. And then it'll have a year of a 15 on it. So in this case, here's a plus for 10. There's a 5. And I think this one's the Showa. And so that's the way you look at these and kind of figure it out. This one's, I can't even say 100% sure that I had this one. I probably did, but if I did, it probably wasn't that nice shape. So I don't like seeing all the Japanese coins, but if they're going to be like that, I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with this one. Another of these. They had it priced at 10 cents. So we're back to Australia with the kangaroo. 1963. Elizabeth. So some people like the kangaroo coins. Okay, I think this is the 3rd one of these. It's even in an old flip that's stained. I think the metal on this one is the metal 10 in addition to the number 10. And so it's I don't think that's aluminum. So it kind of discolors in a way you don't see too often on coins. Pull out another of these. Boo. All right, here's our second coin from Nepal. $0 is the price they have on this one. I certainly would have paid $0 for this one. I would have even paid 20 cents for this one, because this did not come out 2 years ago. It looks like 2022. That's because their calendar is different than ours is. So they're labeling that as 1965. I'll take their word for it. You have to check out the calendar on it. But they draw their 1 to look like how I would draw a 9. I probably had this coin, but this is one of those where I usually find it with very weak details. So that's almost certainly an upgrade in my collection. This one is gross condition. Look at that goo around the edge. But in foreign exchange value, that's worth about 60 to 65 cents. I used to pick these up every time I'd find them in a quarter bin until I realized I had too many of them and I didn't have a way of cashing them in. So I have a lot. Here we have a Mexico coin featuring Hidalgo. Back when the peso wasn't worth hardly anything. About 5 years before they redesigned or redid their currency. Another nice shaped Czechoslovakian coin. They wrote... Well, there's two different prices on here. So first of all, let's take a look at the coin 1959. One, I guess, haller is the singular of haleru. Y48, 1959. So it has a KM number and a Y number. There's KM35 is written twice on here, along with Y48. And then you've got two prices. So MS63, maybe. $2 price tag. I guess they're saying that if it was MS63, the catalog says it's worth 70 cents. Maybe they're saying it's better than MS63. I look at this side and it makes me think I already have it. I didn't recognize it from this side. So, pretty decent. Just think this could have been a Kennedy hat. That's what this little envelope used to be. But instead we have another Czechoslovakian 20 haleru from 1928 in AU condition. I think this is the same coin we saw earlier. Can actually hold that one though. Another one that's just, I'm curious what used to be in this one. And let's see, 18 millimeter copper Cufic. Some alphabet I would not be able to read. Arabic, three lines of old Arabic. That would have been an interesting coin. I'm sad that we're not getting that. Instead, we're getting Czechoslovakia. So, see, they're saying this is a 5 koruna from 73 with a brilliant uncirculated of $1.25, and we've got I guess that's brilliant. This is the 5 koruna that I know I've seen a lot more often. I would not pay $1.25 for that, and that might be one of those where the prices are inflated. Pull out another of these. Okay, another 1970 San Francisco Mint US cent. Okay, this one has some blue ink written on the flip. So I see something like this makes me think they put it in there a long time ago. 1962, 25. They marked out 03, 04, 07. Were they selling this for 7 cents? Makes you wonder. But it's a 25 haleru. We saw the 1 haleru of this series earlier. So, getting a little bit more variety. A little bit. Till we have that again. A little older, but still 10 cents is the lowest something can book in your price guide. So, oh, don't need any more of these either. They say it books for 15 cents. That one also looks cleaned. I'll pass on that one. Another of these. I mean, I guess these make good trade pieces until you get 5 of them. Then it's not so good. I'm a little bit happier getting a second one of these because I just don't see this one all that often. They say it's worth 35 cents. Maybe even better than the other one if it weren't for that one spot right there, which is... That one maybe... That spot might be on the outside of the flip. Okay, I see Karuna written on this one. We've got a much newer coin. They say it's worth $1.50. Okay, so this is a modern Czech Republic coin from 2006. It's been interesting to see all the variations in the fighting lion through the years. I've picked up a couple of these recently that were not as good condition. So this one's a really nice trade piece, I think. Possibly even an upgrade to my collection. That one's okay. This one has a price tag of 50 cents, and it's, I think the second one of these we've had in the video. Maybe not quite as nice condition. So the 1 cent from 1939, Type B. So that's good that there's varieties on here. That's something else to look up. Definitely not as shiny as the first one. So this side is up because they draw their 1 horizontally instead of vertically. I see a blue flip here. We've got, that means another Czech coin. So 1991, uncirculated, $2. Yeah, I'd say I like this one because this goes for just the history on this. This is the CSFR era of these coins, which is a really tough time period to find. I think they made this for about 3 years. It was right before Czechoslovakia split, but it was after the socialism fell there, so they had a joint currency that lasted for a couple more years until they could kind of get split up. So this design is similar to the last one that we saw that was the 5 Karunas. Again, I'm surprised that I would not pay $2 for this, especially since now I see someone had said extra fine would be priced at 25 cents. So maybe they're saying that's what the book price is, and they had originally said extra fine is 25 cents, but because you'll see that if it's hard to say if it's uncirculated or extra fine, they'll put both prices on it and then they'll actually sell it for something in the middle. 2 coins left in here. You've got, at least it's a different Japanese coin than what we've seen so far in the video. This one's a 50 yen. Hole seems a little bit off center in the middle there. No, this side's up. So by this point, the direction of the writing goes the other direction. So you've got a 5 times 10, so it's 50 yen. And here it just says 50, but it has, there we have the year 49 of the reign, which is how they come up to 1974 on that. Book value, they say, or they're selling this for 25 cents. Foreign exchange value is about 30 cents on that one. So there was a time I used to buy those in a quarter bin, hoping I could arbitrage and make money off them. That's not happening. And we're finishing off with one of these. So that is not great. So let me pull up my whole box here. I feel like we got too many low-value Czech, no, I like the Czech coins. We got too many low-value Japanese coins. My first video that I made from my last go-around of these that I'd purchased in last November, the first video I had too many Russian coins, and then the rest of the series turned out better. The first one was okay, the rest turned out better. I'm going to do something different in this video. I'm going to pause recording, look up quickly the book value of everything on here, and come back and give you a total price. and we'll see what it compares to $10. Okay, I added everything up, and I wanted to make a note on this one coin from Sweden. Zoom in pretty close here. From 1916. There is a variety this year. This is the short 6 variety of it, which is the slightly more common version of that coin. So I wanted to point that out. So I wasn't feeling so good about this when I first went through it because of how many Japanese coins there were. But all the Japanese coins added up to 1116. There were 27 of them. The Czech and the Czechoslovakian coins added up to 1085. There were 9 of those. The 2 Australian coins, $1.15. The 2 Mexican coins, $1.35. 2 coins from Sweden, $2. Nepal, $1.40. Everything else, $1.40. Everything in this video adds up to $29.70. So I guess I'm going to have to say that's a little bit better than I thought. And I didn't look closely at what I had or didn't have, but I will say that I found at least 3 or 4 that were new to my collection. Probably the best coin was that Czechoslovakian coin that I said looked like it was clean. I put down a price of $2.50 on that one. If it was not clean, it would actually have been about $6. So there you go. All right, if you like this, I have a playlist here at the end of other videos from previous purchases, but I'm also have another 5 videos of this year's pickups that I'm going to produce here pretty soon. But I spread them out because I don't want to do the same thing over and over. So I might record all these videos in 1 week, but I'm probably going to release them over 4 months. So thanks for watching. Bye.